Hello, everyone, and welcome to the marketing component of the series with Westgate. So, my name is Dr. Sasha Joseph-Mathews, and as I always start every class with saying, I'm going to be your flight attendant for the next few hours. This class is a marketing class, yes, but we are going to be looking at marketing from a completely different point of view. I think a lot of times when people are thinking about marketing, they think about marketing really in a very narrow way, looking at marketing from the perspective of advertising, commercials, pamphlets, and other paraphernalia. But we are going to look at marketing from the perspective of customer centric design, of looking at it from a more strategic perspective, where we can use our employees, use our staff, use our policies to create market customer centric organizations. And that is how we're going to be looking at marketing. So this course has basically four major components. The first part of the class is going to be the slide presentation that you're going to see available to you on Canvas. The slide presentations, I've broken it down into 6 different components, right? Your first one, I talk about marketing through the ages, marketing to different generations, and I really break down the generations. And why is that important? Because what we're finding is this is the first time in the history of the workplace in the US that we have 5 generations working alongside each other in the marketplace. And that can sometimes be a great experience, and sometimes that can be quite challenging. And it's important because we are going to be talking about internal and external customer service. And a huge part of internal customer service is looking at how employees react and respond to one another, because we know from the data that when we have good relationships with employees, then we have good relationships with our customers. So first we're going to talk about marketing through the generations, and in that you're going to learn about the different generations, and you're going to finally figure out why these millennials are driving you crazy. And if you're a millennial or Generation X, you're going to figure out why the boomers and the X's are driving you crazy. So we go through that whole process of talking about how different generations approach work, how different generations see the world, and then how we market to different generations. The other part, and I go through all 6. So after that, I talk about customer service and what service quality is. We then go into the gaps model. We talk about what are the major gaps organizations experience from a customer perspective and what can stop them from being customer centric organizations. Then I talk about customer expectations, because customer expectations have really changed over the years. And so it's important for us to be able to track and understand and set customer expectations at an appropriate level. Then we get into the service encounter. We talk about hard and soft measures, and we also talk about service recovery. The last thing we talk about in the slides have to do with unconscious bias. And unconscious bias is a very important concept in transit, because transit is one of the most diverse industries that exist in the United States today. And so it's so critical that we understand how our own unconscious biases can affect that encounter. And I'm talking about internal or external customer service. So those are the components of the slides. And for some of the slides, I do voice narration, and for some others, I don't. But you can access all of your voice narrations by clicking on them. Then the other part of it is that I've uploaded articles and videos for you. So what I want you to be able to do is see this material in multiple different ways. And so I found Harvard Review business articles. All of my articles, even though they may be somewhat academic, they all have very practical examples that you should be able to relate to. And then I also have videos. I try to find fun, easy, quick videos. They're not long, typically no longer than 5 minutes, that really kind of get to the point that I'm trying to make. The third component of this class is going to be exercises and discussions. And really, what I'm trying to do is I'm giving you some homework, not something you really have to write out, not any detailed case study, but just almost interviews. I want you to go and talk to your colleagues and ask them questions that we are going to be discussing later on. Because over the years, we always discuss this from our own perspective, but I think it would be interesting and different to talk to the other colleagues in your organization and get their perspectives that will inform how we address these conversations when we actually meet face to face and in via whether it's via Zoom or WebEx or in person. And then the last component is when we actually meet on Friday. And so that's going to be a synchronous session. And during that time, we're going to go over a couple topics. And then we are also going to break out into smaller groups and have some little discussions and so forth. And then we'll do a wrap. And that Friday session is going to basically be in the morning time. So a little bit about me. Obviously, this is not a California accent. I am from the wonderful little island of Trinidad and Tobago, not a part of Jamaica. Totally different island. I've been a professor for about 15, going on 20 years. I've been at Pacific for 15 years. And before that, I was at Florida State doing my PhD. And I was also teaching and lecturing there. So I've been doing this work, working with transit agencies across the state of California for about 12 years now. I know I look like I'm 5. I have good hair dye and good genes. But trust me when I tell you, I have worked with organizations, transit agencies across the state. In addition to this transit program, I often consult with agencies in marketing and HR matters. So I have a wealth of experience, a lot of which I'm going to be drawing on to navigate and guide our discussions. And hopefully you're going to see marketing in a totally different light and you're going to really enjoy our time together. So hopefully you can access all of the materials. If you aren't able to, send me a quick email. My email is sjoseph@pacific.edu. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in person. Okay? Have a great day. Bye now.